Hi everybody. Just wanted to touch base with everybody here on a couple subjects, and one is that I've seen in the comments how many TVs have I actually owned and which ones were they. So I'll get to that in a little bit. Also, just wanted to touch base on the comments. If you're making a comment in the suggestions there, or the comment section, keep it real. I don't think a lot of people care if you own, a $10,000 or $20,000 TV set, because to most people that's not, feasible. No one's gonna be able to really afford that TV set on any of these channels, except for the people with very, very deep pockets. And if that's you, great, congratulations. A lot of those TVs are very fantastic. However, you're paying a lot of money for a little difference in quality. I've had expensive TV sets in smaller versions, some larger versions, and there's really not a huge difference between pretty much all the TV sets in the Sony line. And I normally talk about the Sony line because it's my favorite TV sets. So this is not about whose cojones are bigger than somebody else's. On my channel, it's just basically people helping each other out, and seeing how we could get somebody the best TV for their money, for the money they're spending, and for the money they want to spend. I've had a lot of, like I said, TV sets. I know the differences on the TV sets. Some people are commenting, trying to tell me what the differences are, when I've already taken them home and tried them all out. I already pretty much know the differences between the TV sets, putting them through the ringer and testing them out. That was the whole point of me actually returning this many TV sets, is to try to find the perfect display for the amount of money. And I do want to say that and make it clear that it's the amount of money that's being spent for the TV set, not for somebody that has, a very deep pockets, or just wants to spend money on the best TV set they could find for not the great price, or not the best bang for the buck. If that's you, like I said, congratulations on having the most expensive TV with still flaws in the TV sets, because they all have them. Okay, with that said, I'd like to go over the TV sets that I have had, and I'll try to be as quick as possible. Also, this is an upscale. Someone made some comments about upscaling. This is an upscale, obviously, TV programs, and I did it on purpose off the air, so you can see the quality of the off air between the X1 chip and the X1 Extreme chip. Human eye can't tell the difference. I know the test patterns can, but human eye can't tell the difference between the two. The only difference I know of is the X1 Extreme has the dual database, and it's a little bit more supposedly realistic in getting the pictures exactly perfect, where the X1 Extreme chip is not, and also the X1 chip is not, and then the X1 Extreme has the Dolby Vision capabilities, and we're still waiting for those for a lot of people. I know I'm not going to get it on this particular TV, but that's another story. The TVs I've owned are the Samsung KS9000. I actually sold that TV because Samsung ruined the TV with their updates. The LG E7 OLED and the LG B7, both fantastic TVs, lacking in upscaling abilities, big time for TV programming. Fantastic TVs in all other aspects of the TV set. Very realistic 4K picture, one of the best, and a fantastic TV. LG E6, I had that the longest, about that last year when it first came out. I had it for 7-8 months, I'd like to say. A little bit dark for my liking. Had everything on full to try to get the brightness out of it. But we all know about that TV set. It's a fantastic TV set for the time. It also doesn't have the same chipset as the B7 and the E7 and the new line, 2017 line, for the updates. So that's why you're probably getting a lot more updates on the new lineup as opposed to the old lineup. I had the Samsung Q9F. Two of those, banding problems on both of those, unfortunately. I had that in another video as well. Put it in the comments. Fantastic TV, though. No problems with it. Very deep, huge, very deep blacks for a LED TV set. I didn't really like the design. It's kind of thick, but I mean, we're talking about picture quality here. I normally do on my channel. So that was the issue with those. I heard they fixed that banding issue, by the way, with an update. Also had the Sony X900E 75-inch with bad motion when I first bought it, which is kind of tricky because when I got online to talk about that TV set, a lot of people saying I don't have this issue. It has outstanding motion. And of course, we know about the main 900E raver that's thinks it's the best TV of all time ever built, and that's simply not true, as we all know. But that TV, of course, fantastic TV, horrible motion that I had with that particular TV, and then I went back, of course, to buy it later. The Z9D, three of those. First one had bad motion, pixeling, and the frame, not the frame rate, what was it called? Seemed like the refresh rate was slow on the panel. So it just, you see a football go across the screen, it seemed really blurry or almost disappear at times. So obviously took it back. I bought that at a local retailer, and then I ordered one through a company called Echo and Optics, which, by the way, I'm gonna give them a little plug because they took care of me very well. I had a cracked screen, Z9D, with a cracked right out of the box. Of course, you could see the disappointment in my face, I'm sure, if you were here. Super disappointed when I got that TV. Of course, took it back, and they actually paid for everything and shipped me another one within about a week and a half. So that was fantastic on them. It's an online retailer called Echo and Optics. If you've never dealt with them before, they're legit, very legit. I got the Vizio MSeries, and I'm talking about the 2017 series. I'm not talking about the old school ones from 2016. The 2017 line's way better. For the money, not a bad TV set. Not for my liking, a little bit too low end for me as far as the brightness was concerned. It's very dark TV. The Vizio PSeries, I had two of those. One had clouding, black, and by the way, the bezel was missing on that TV. The whole bezel was missing on the TV, like around the top there and the sides. The side part was missing. The metal piece I'm talking about. Very strange, very odd. But the manufacturer forgot to put it on. This is part of the quality control that sometimes people get on about Vizio TV sets. The third one I had, same thing, slight clouding in the black bars. It was better than any other TV. It was still black, but I could still see it. Coming from OLED and Z9D, I think I was a little too harsh on that TV. It's a Vizio. I mean, great TVs, but not high end, but damn close. The P series pretty close to high end, and damn close to the 900E, by the way, as far as quality. And once again, I'm talking about the 2017 version, the XLED TV. So I ended up taking that back, and I had after that the Sony 930E. Awesome TV set. One of the best of the Sony lineup, definitely. Super duper bright. It's a light Canon, as somebody else described on the one of the other channels, and very brilliant picture. My wife noticed it, and that's one of the very few TVs my wife noticed, by the way, and she liked the TV. Of course, myself, I had to pick out something wrong with it. I think it's a flaw myself. I just pick out flaws, and it's not very good. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I wish I didn't have that flaw of being able to pick out flaws in TVs, but I do, and it did have some small clouding. Oh, that one had severe clouding, actually, in that particular TV. There's something wrong with the panel. So I took it back to the store and got another 930E, as you all know. No issues. Everything performed as it was supposed to for an LED TV set. Probably one of the best perfect screens I've had. Although with that TV set, because the LEDs are up on the top and bottom, as HDTV test tells everybody, Vincent, the bad thing about it is sometimes you get blooming on the black bar still, or clouding rather. I'm not going to say flashlighting because it's not that bright, but this slight clouding in the black bars on the top and bottom, a little bit more than for my liking. Like I said, coming from Z90 OLED type of history, you see what perfect blacks are basically owning those TV sets. So it's not like I didn't like the TV at all. I just wanted to see what the A1E could do. So after 2 of those, went to the A1E TV set. And of course, absolutely no issues with that TV. The only thing I could say about the A1E, it is a little bit darker than the E7, B7 LG line. It wasn't quite as bright, but you could turn, you know, if you turn everything up to the max settings as far as you get your brightness and pop going, which is actually out of the box also in a lot of the settings already. It's a fantastic, nothing's wrong. There's nothing I can say about the A1E at all. Fantastic TV, a little tiny bit dark. Some people don't like the kickstand cosmetically. I loved it, by the way. It looked very professional. Fit and finish, probably one of the best TVs I've ever owned in quality, fit and finish. It's probably the best TV. I liked it even better than the Z9D as far as fit and finish. Z9D had an old feel to it. The panel, I like the double panel cosmetically. I noticed another YouTuber out there was saying that it was the best TV, and it was supposed to be as far as the cosmetics. I don't think the Z9D is the best TV in cosmetics. Just a personal opinion. All this is, of course, personal opinions. Some is not. Some are actually glaring flaws in the TVs. And then I went from the A1E, of course, to this TV I have right here, which brings me to the 900E. And this is basically, I've said this before, I'm going to keep the TV, but I'm going to keep the TV for a few reasons. One is I love the TV. I paid the outstanding price for a 75-inch TV. Having 75-inch TVs in the last few years, about 3 or 4 years ago I've had them, I should have just stuck with 75-inch because I just love 75-inch TVs because of the lifelike size. And this one's probably the best 75-inch I've ever owned for the price, okay, for the price. So, to me, price makes a big difference, as most people out there that do not want to get ripped off on their selection. Like I said, you could pay $10,000 for a TV, but congratulations, you bought a $10,000 TV or a $20,000 TV with flaws still. How about that? I mentioned that with another friend of mine here on YouTube, and it's amazing how people will still buy and spend $10,000 for a TV that still has some flaws in the TV set. Now, the flaws are not as glaring, or they shouldn't be, but some are still. So even $5,000. So, which brings me to the $5,000 TV, $4,000, which was the 940E. Never bought that TV because just the return amounts that I've gotten out of the local retailers and them telling me that people are returning them because of the motion problems, and also the well-documented video that have been on YouTube of people that have taken the TVs back that have had severe motion problems with those TVs in gaming especially, and then some movies like animation movies. So never bought the TV, and that was the reason why. So pretty much, guys, I'm done. And like I said, the channel is to help each other out. And that's basically it. It's not a channel of my TV is better than yours, and I'm gonna, tell everybody that I spent $10,000 on my TV. Has nothing to do with that. It's just about helping each other out and being kind to each other. Not trying to say, hey, I've heard on this channel over here in the comments that somebody had this and it broke on them. Well, I just want to hear the experiences of the TVs that you actually own yourself or have owned yourself, not something that you've read and regurgitated through somebody else on their channel, and then came on my channel and put in the comments that you heard the certain TV was the best because he paid the most amount of money. That's not necessarily going to be true. When we start getting car down payments here for TV sets, as you all know, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So get a high-end car or high-end TV. I'd actually say the high-end car would be probably most people would do that. Some people may not, but I would. Having all these TVs, they all have flaws, but this is the one I found with the least amount of flaws for the least amount of money. So fantastic TV, 900E. Like I said, put comments in there for me. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you'd like to know any more about the TVs I've had previously, hit me up, let me know. And like I said, I've tried them all out. All the major ones that we all read about, and writers and the reviewers have reviewed about, that were the heavy hitter TV sets of this year here. And I'm not on here with another video shortly, I hope you guys have a happy new year, and we'll see you next year. Be safe out there.